We are very opinionated people.
You mean we're assholes? All right, guys, welcome back to the FullofBS podcast with myself and Noah,
What's going on, guys?
where it's just two dudes who act like we know everything but don't know jack shit.
But actually, we know everything.
You paused there. You forgot,
Yeah,
you forgot
I
about it.
forgot.
You didn't know anything there, you know?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about today. It's been a hectic couple of weeks. I think we're just going to go straight into it. And I think the best way to start off this podcast is because I want to have a bit of a theme for this one.
All right.
And basically, what I started to realize over the last few weeks, I could actually tell you the day that I started thinking about it.
Okay.
Josh's birthday.
Josh's.
Josh's party.
Oh.
And
you mean Evan's party?
no.
Oh, Josh's party.
Like,
okay.
Two 3 weeks ago, right? And what I started to realize is basically, so we have our friends, we have our separate friends, whatever, and I started to realize that I'm really far behind in a sense, where it's like we all have all of our friends are either going on cool vacations and like having a good time, or they're focusing on their careers and they're already making big strides.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know that I'm not I'm not that far behind. It's just the only thing I messed up on was I didn't start applying earlier. Like, I only started applying after I graduated pretty much, when I should have started maybe at the beginning of my final semester, give or take. That way I could have got a job, told them when I graduate, boom, boom, right? And I started to realize that a lot of problems really came with the fact that I'm not working. Like, people always talk about their problems because of work, and my problem is because I don't have work. You know what I mean? That makes any sense?
Sure.
So let me explain. So I wake up late, right? And I've always been one to wake up late. That's never been a different thing for me. But it was always because I was a fucking gamer, or I was going out late, or whatever the fuck it was, and I was just waking up noon or whatever. Now it's I wake up at say 10, 11 a.m. whatever, and I'm staying in bed till 2 fucking p.m.
Why?
Because I just don't want to get out of my bed and have to deal with applying, and getting rejection after rejection, and having to focus on my money situation whenever I go out and stuff, if that makes any sense. Me and my brother were going to a concert today, and I paid for this concert way in advance, months ago, and I'm afraid to go buy a fucking t-shirt there. You know what I mean?
So you're saying, if you don't have an income, it'll be hard to just keep spending, kind of thing.
I know, but it's not the fact that of spending a normal amount. It's the fact that I feel weird when I spend even a little bit. Another example, I went to a concert a few days ago, right? And I wouldn't have went if the ticket was a lot of money, but someone had to back out of it, and my boys gave me the ticket for free. So whatever, we went. They even paid for parking, and I felt bad, right? So I'm let me buy everyone a beer, right? It was 4 guys, including me, 4 beers, and a chicken fingers and fries, like this fucking big, $90.
Yeah, that's insane.
I almost shat my pants in front of them.
Yeah. That's just an insane price if you're making money or not making money for 4 beers and some chicken
I know,
fingers?
but if I'm making money, right, or I have some sort of income, I don't mind that. Because whatever, because you're going to a place that's going to be expensive, whatever, right? So you're fucking whatever, I'll grab the guys a beer or whatever. But I'm not living on the edge, right? But it's I can get help if I need it, but my pride won't let me.
What does that mean?
You ever maybe you were in school, right? Because you weren't working, right? You needed some extra money. You just told your mom or dad, and they just sent you a bit of extra money.
Yeah, I also got a water polo reffing job just to buy for my groceries.
Yeah,
and stuff
no,
like
but
that.
I'm saying you ever live close enough where you felt the need to ask or whatever, and there's no big deal in doing that, right? We're all kids, we were all students, there's no money to be made for us, right? So there's nothing wrong with asking. Basically, before the pandemic, I lost my job because they fired me for honestly really bad reasons.
Okay.
They fired me because I didn't fit their mold in any sense. It was a popularity contest, right? And my parents told me, focus on school for the year, don't work. Now, the thing is, I didn't have a lot of money to begin with there. I had $2 grand, $3 grand, enough that when you're working, you can spend money and you live your life, you know what I mean? But not enough that you lose your job, you can just spend money, right?
Right.
So a few months down the line, I asked my parents for some money. My dad gives me $1,000, right? And then about a month and a half later, same thing. I ask him again.
But what are you spending $1,000 on?
Well, my car, like
Yeah.
gas. What's it called? Just think about it. If you go out to a rest like with your friends once a week, it's $100.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you think of like
Yeah, I
travel
think
and
yesterday or 2 days ago, I spent like over $100.
just to get there. You know what I mean?
Not the whole night.
Like, yeah, but like I'm talking like when we took our Ubers, it combined for about $160, give or take. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah, it was
60 there
expensive.
and like 80 back, so 140. So it's expensive to live here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it ended up being that by the time I finished my school year, I owed him like $4,000,
Okay.
right? Because I started asking him, I want to say like December, and literally like every time I went to go like fill up gas, it was $100 right there or some shit. You know what I mean? And I drove to school too. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. At that point, I drove to school, so that was a lot of money. And I like you just feel so bad because like my dad didn't need the money. He didn't want the money back. He was willing to just give it to me, and I felt like super bad about it to the point where like he literally made a deal with me where he doesn't like my family. We're pretty well off. We're pretty good about money, or at least they are. I don't have a job, but like he literally said, "Don't worry about giving me the money. I'll make it even for you by giving your brother that same amount of money, just as a gift."
Okay.
Like he literally didn't want me to give him the money, and I felt bad. I'm like, no, let me just give it back to you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to deal with that again, because he already knows that I don't have money, and I can see he's already doing things that's like trying to make it cheaper for me,
Mm-hmm.
and it pisses me off because I feel like what's the word? I feel like a nuisance about it. You know what I mean?
In terms of not paying him back.
Not even not paying him back is like if we go out, right, and my tank is all of a sudden full, like my gas tank, I feel pissed. I'm mad. I'm thankful, but I'm mad about it.
Why are you mad about it?
Because if it's like, because me, I don't fill up my tank often. I do as little as I can, just one big whatever jump. So if I have like 100 kilometers left on my car, and next time I go there's 600, I'm like, dude, like let me pay for my shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he wants to do it, and I don't. And my mom as well, my brother as well. Sorry, but it's like that, right? Where he's offering.
Yeah, you want to be independent.
Yeah, like I want to. I don't want to be. I don't want to feel like a failure in front of him, I guess you can say.
So, a few things to unpack here. So, I'm going to go back first.
Go for it.
We'll say that you feel like you're falling behind.
Yeah.
Don't feel that way. And I see it like everybody has their own kind of path of how they're going to pursue life. For example, we have one buddy who he works for Apple. He makes a shit ton of money, moved to California. If I compare myself to him, I'm very far behind, right? And also the same, like a lot of my friends that have good banking jobs and all this stuff. The biggest thing really is just to kind of like, and it's kind of like a tough luck kind of thing, but you just have to kind of put your head down and just grind. Like, and the thing is, when you do that, you're going to realize that there are so many people that don't, right? Like you're comparing yourself to people who have good jobs and and like,
well,
you know,
I'm comparing myself to people in my circle, and the thing is, my circle so far in life, they've overachieved. And I'm not talking about just like our friends. I'm talking about my friends too. Like I didn't tell you this, but my buddy, same as what our buddy's doing, got a job with Amazon, right? And like two of my buddies right now are traveling Europe just because they have the money and they're with their girlfriends. Like one of my buddies was at the Manchester City game today. The same guy who got Amazon. He was literally at the Manchester City game with his girlfriend that he paid for tickets for. He paid for the flight for, and they're gonna be like going to Spain after and traveling there and stuff. My other buddy is in Rome, or he was in Rome, and now he's in Milan and everywhere in Italy, just because he can, because he was working as a nurse all through like school.
right?
You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't think it's that I'm comparing myself to people. It's that all my friends are really overachieving, and I feel that like I'm gonna have the hardest time to like get out of that student slump. And the thing is,
So do you have a plan?
I do.
Like you can't dwell on it. You have to
I
have
do-
a plan of
I do have
how
a
you're
plan.
gonna.
You know what? I think that I'm pretty good at like taking like a negative and turning it into a positive in that sense. Where, so like I am looking for a job, right? And I know the second I get a job, what I am gonna do is for the first like month to, I'm gonna say for the rest of summer. Hopefully I get this job soon, right? But hopefully for the whole summer I'll just have that one job, and I'm gonna make sure that I'm good at it, right? I'm gonna get good at it because you don't start off good, right? And once school start, like I'm not in school, but once the school season starts again, so September, assuming that I am good at my job and I feel like I'm really gonna do really well, I'm gonna look for a second job. And what I mean by that is,
Can't really just hop around jobs.
no. I'm not saying quit that job. I'm saying get a serving job for the weekends.
It's a double job.
Yeah, just work 2, and I'll tell you why. Right. So, my starting salary, if I'm optimistic, will be 50,000 Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm optimistic. Now, 50,000 isn't a lot to spend, like to have some money now and to think about the future for us, right?
But you gotta think about it like you're just starting, right? Like you can't expect to make 80, 90,000 off the bat.
I'm not saying that. I am not saying that at all. But let me tell you. There are 3 things that I want to start doing with my money. I want to save for buying a house. I want to save a little bit for a retirement savings plan, because the earlier you start, the more that you get.
Right.
Because it's compound interest. And 3, I want to invest.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I've allocated that money where if I'm making 50K a year, I don't have much to go out, which is why I want to get a serving job, because all the money that I make from serving will be for me to be able to go out.
Yeah.
Right. That
It's another expense.
It is 100%.
What's it? Entertainment expense?
Yeah. Like living my life, hopefully I get a girlfriend and I can take her out, and I feel good about it. And I'm not worried about the money that I'm making for my salary, right? So let's say I get both those jobs starting September. Instead of making 50K, I'm making 65, 70, right?
Right.
This is just like a once a week, twice a week job, but the tips can really help,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that just means that I can start thinking about my future while also thinking about now,
Right.
right? That is my plan. Now it is a bit ambitious, but I've always been that guy.
It is. It's a lot of work.
It is, and I get that, but I've always been one to be able to work a lot.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if you remember, when I was in grade my apologies, when I was in grade 12, here, just don't look at that. When I was in grade 12, I was working 30 hours a week while being in high school.
Mm-hmm.
Not the smartest thing in the world, but definitely hardworking. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6 p.m. till 2 a.m., right?
Yeah.
So 32 hours if you really want to talk about it. And I was doing that in high school to the point where I literally, about 2.5 months into the semester, which is only 5 months, right, in high school, I had to ask to get my first period class relocated to 5th period, right? Like, I knew what to do in that sense. I've never been a very good school, like, academic guy, but I've always been really good at, like, anything else when it comes to, like being, like smart on the street, like, street smarts.
Street
and, like,
smart. Yeah.
like, I've always been that kind of good, right? So it is ambitious, but I am used to doing something like that. I see my family do it. I'm not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I'm giving myself a grace period to get my first job, right, and learn those aspects before I go to the second job.
Well, you gotta look at it first. Like, you gotta cut some expenses. I know that you like to spend money.
I mean, I have cut. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but before COVID, I was terrible with money.
Mm-hmm.
I had $1,000 in my bank account, but I worked and I made like $1,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I was spending as much as I was making. Now I know how to save. I do have my big purchase. I think everyone has their big purchases, right? Maybe not as much as me, but I purchased my computer. I purchased my drum set with the mics. I purchased all the equipment that we're using today.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased the majority of my home gym.
Yeah.
Sorry. But now I made sure, like, before, when COVID was going and we were getting government money, by the time that it ended, I had $12,000 out of the 24, right? So I made sure how to save in that sense. Maybe I can think about other things, but I do like using money to make myself happy, make other people happy.
Yeah,
and that
fair
shouldn't
enough.
change.
Yeah. If you want to keep your spending habits, you gotta make the income though.
Oh yeah.
To spend like what
100%.
you want to spend. It's about adjusting, but really it's the hard work is kind of like the big thing. Because you said you wake up and you don't want to start applying and get rejected, right?
I was starting to get really stressed out by it.
But you just gotta
starting to
keep
affect me mentally.
going. You just gotta keep going. That's what it is.
That's what I am doing.
Like,
That's
you
the
have to
thing.
think about it. Like, make a plan. Say, okay, today maybe you don't want to wake up early, which is fine. Put it in your plan. Say, okay, I don't want to wake up early. I'm gonna wake up at 11, right? 12. I'm gonna eat breakfast, relax, work out. But then from 2 to 4 or 2 to 5, I am applying to at least 50 jobs, right?
Yeah.
That's it. Because if you break it down, and I realize this, if you break everything down, each step is not that hard. In the grand scheme of things, if you look at something as like a whole image, yeah, it seems hard. But just break it down. What's the first step? Going on LinkedIn and applying? That's not hard.
I know it's not hard. It's kind of like the whole thing of, like, would you read a 300-page book in a day, or would you read 20 pages a day for a month?
Exactly.
Right? Or for 15 days, or whatever the fuck.
You need to read this book. Say, okay, I'll read 20 pages a day. That's not that hard.
Yeah. Like I do that, right? Where it's like the moment that I wake up, right? Like I know what I have to do throughout my day, right? Nothing really comes like just randomly anymore. Besides maybe going out in the nighttime, right? So I know that I always eat my first meal at noon because that's my intermittent fasting period. I eat. What's it called? I let it digest, whatever. Boom. I use my gym around 2:00. From 3 till 6, I do apply. Right. I get about a dozen to two dozen applications down, because you have to like. I'm not being picky about it. I'm making sure that I find the right jobs that people would actually look at me. I'm not looking at fucking 15-year experience jobs on LinkedIn. And every application on LinkedIn takes like 10 minutes because you got to go on their company website and whatever. So I do have that, and I do think that my plan will work out for me. I've had a couple callbacks, whatever. Right? It's just the fact of now that it hasn't happened yet, where it's making me nervous. It's kind of like.
But why does it make you nervous?
Were you nervous when you went to high school, like about the workload increase?
For like a day.
Yeah, but then you got into it and you knew it was fine, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with the university, I would assume a little bit. I'm just nervous right now about not getting a job. I know the second that I do get a job, my life will be fine, right? It's really just the now, which is why I'm not letting it really affect my mental health. And I know we talked about this last week about like people's mental health or whatever, and I started to kind of realize that I don't want to contradict myself, but my mental health did kind of go down a little bit because I waited too long. And that's the only mistake that I made. The only mistake I made was waiting too long to apply.
But you can look at it like a mistake. That's your first problem.
What do you mean?
Like, okay, should you have applied earlier? Yes, sure. But okay, it's in the past. And like I just said before, make a plan. Okay. You have to look at it from like an outside perspective. Yeah. You're here now. You don't have a job. It's hard to have experience now, right? What steps could you take to propel yourself forward? Maybe it starts with waking up earlier.
Maybe 100%.
Maybe it starts with, okay, I'm gonna learn something today, right? In terms of marketing, or I'm gonna learn how to do. That's another good thing. Like, okay, you don't have the experience, but you can learn stuff that could be useful in a marketing job. For example,
like taking like certain tests that can like
not even like that, like
certifications.
You can look basically like all of them have a role or like what you're gonna do in the day to day.
Yeah.
In marketing, it's a lot of email marketing. Let's say, right? You can find. Okay, they don't necessarily know exactly what. Right? Like they don't have a template laid out for you. They just want you to do it.
Yeah.
If they ask you what kind of experience do you have, and you say, well, in a business sense, I don't, but I know how to use all the mailing softwares like MailChimp or whatever, like Klaviyo is another one. If you know how to use it, it's already putting you ahead of people that don't know how to use it.
People that have the same education.
Right? Or it's like another one, a lot of companies use a program called Elementor to make their websites.
Yep.
Which is like basically a non-coding website maker.
You mean like GoDaddy?
Yeah, sort of like that. Or even learn GoDaddy and just be like, yeah, I can make a website for you, no problem. Yeah. Right? It's stuff like that that's going to set you apart, and then you can also put it in your skills in the resume. It's stuff like that each day you kind of have to look at it and say, okay, how can I be better? How can I make certain steps happen?
Yeah. And you know what? Like, cause I do have some skills that I have written down skills that people don't have, and I'll tell you why. So, I told you, being a server is the best non-marketing experience that you can have because you are marketing yourself. You're selling yourself. It's a good sales experience. Sorry. I also have production manager for a company called Citywide Postal Diggings, which is not a lie, where you do scheduling and you do all the social media marketing, whatever. So I have that experience, and people ask me, oh, let me see the pages. Show them the Instagram page, show them the Facebook page, show them the 1-star page, and show them the website as well. Right? I do have that experience, and I have experience in Excel. I have experience in PowerPoint, like pretty like intermediate stuff. I'm not gonna say I'm a crazy expert, but I have it.
But
right?
You're also not applying for jobs that are looking for the 15 years of experience, right?
Yeah.
So you're right on track. I would just say take that advice of making a plan, sticking to the plan, trying to enhance your skills. Because if you don't have any experience and then they say, can you do this? And you say no, and can you do this?
You're screwed.
You're screwed, right?
Yeah.
So, just Keep
Yeah.
working at it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, once again, like, I don't think that me not getting a job is a fault of mine. Besides the fact that I didn't apply earlier, it's just a really competitive market, right? And that's what makes me nervous about it. Because the second you get your foot in the door, right, and you have, say, a year of experience in an actual marketing firm, you can get any other entry to intermediate level job there,
Mhm.
right? Not to mention, as I said, I got 3 years of production manager experience. Within those 3 years, I have social media, I have advertising, I have communications, I have scheduling and planning. I have all that stuff. So I do have something there, right? I'm not just saying no, I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't have this, right?
Mhm.
So that is one thing, right? But I gotta tell you, right? So my family owns a company,
Yeah.
right? And basically the way it works is my mom owned the company, but my dad, it's a construction company, so they go out in trucks. My dad, he ran the truck for the last 10 years, whatever it was, whenever he bought the company. My mom, for the last 6 years, has been like the a receptionist, right? She takes the phone calls,
Right.
all that stuff, makes the jobs happen. My brother, over the last 5 years, I want to say, got into the company. Now he runs the truck. Me, I don't work for the company, and I don't want to anymore.
Okay.
Just because my whole idea of it is, if let's say me and my brother, we own the company in the future, and we both make 150K. If I make even 100K somewhere else, which is, I know it's less money than 150, he makes 300K. You know what I mean?
What?
I'm saying, like, if we own the company in the future, and because of inflation,
Oh,
whatever,
okay.
we both
gets
make
your
100.
salary kind
He
of
gets
thing?
my salary, and I still get my own money, right?
Mhm.
And I don't mind helping with the company if I need to, but it's my family company. I don't need to take money from my own brother. You know what I mean? Or if he wants to give me money, you know what I mean? Whatever.
Well, you could also just grow the business together, where it's like you
Yeah.
can make money that together, which could not or maybe would not happen if you didn't work there.
Yeah, and I do agree. I remember your dad was even telling me about this. But the thing is, our industry, what you can do with what you have is not limited, but you know it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we started expanding where, instead of doing just foundations, we do the whole construction site, right? We started adding more things that we can do, and maybe in the future you want to add snowplow, you want to add whatever. We know that we can do it, right? Or different types of I'm not trying to go too in depth with the company. We know what we can do, right? If it's anything that's like crazy new that we think of, or that people think of, we know it off the bat because
Mhm.
you know what I mean. It's really much a trending business. Not to mention, if you guys don't live in Toronto, there was a big fucking storm yesterday. A bunch of shit got blown to shit. We're gonna have a good season now.
Nice.
You know what I mean? It's kind of funny how that works.
I actually think about it like this. I think that your family business could be a good opportunity for you, not from the physical labor kind of point,
It makes your boy D's.
but you can start marketing that job like a lot better. If you let's say you make it the number one post hole digging or whatever, right? That's a good thing to say when you're getting interviewed. I made my family company the number one construction company in Ontario. I mapped out all these people, got all these clients, did all this, made the website, did this. You basically are doing a full-time job.
But you know what the issue with that is? And there's one real issue with that. You can't tell somebody else it's your family company.
Yes, you can.
When you're applying and you say family company, they think that you got where you were because of your family, not because of how
Which
good
is
you
true.
were. So they don't.
But
they
if
don't take it
you,
in.
not necessarily, because if you, and it comes down to experience, if you can portray what you know you're talking about, you can't make that up.
100%.
You if you say, okay, I mapped out all our potential clients, I called every single person, I increased our demand by 100%, I gained all these followers on social media, made the content, here I'll show you, and we're the number one according to this award or whatever.
Yep.
That goes a long way, and you will learn a lot more than somebody who maybe does work in a family company but doesn't do that.
Okay. So I was going to be discreet about it, but fuck it, whatever. The production manager thing that I said was for my family company.
Okay.
Right? And I did say, look, this is our social media pages. We're doing really well. Every single year we're growing in revenue, and these are what the reasons, right? Social media keeps going up for us. We get more jobs. We get more calls.
But marketing is not social media. It's part of it, but not
No, but
really.
I'm saying in our family case, a lot of our of our revenue comes from our social media campaigns. People see it, or their friends show them it, and they call us.
Which is fair. It does work to a certain extent. But if you are calling potential places or you have locations, like that's the way that I see marketing, at least in my job.
Yep.
For example, let's say we want to be in every store in Ontario for cannabis, which is like 1,200 stores. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a 1,200 clients
goal
potential, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we want to be in all of Canada, but I'm just taking Ontario, for example.
Yeah.
We basically made a plan of, okay, how are we going to do that? The first thing, we have to map out every single store that there is in Ontario in an Excel spreadsheet. Yep. Okay? Have their address, have like their phone numbers, have this. Okay? That's like one touch point, right? Okay, we have their location.
Yep.
We get a sales rep to go in, get their personal email, right?
Yep.
Now I have your not your company email, I have your personal email. So I shoot you an email, right? That's another touch point. I touch them again. Okay?
Yep.
On top of that, the sales rep goes in, takes a picture of the store. We wait like a week. We post it on our social media, tagging them, saying, this is such an amazing store. You got to check them out. Put the address, location.
You already gave them some free advertising.
Right? So I gave them advertising. I've sent them emails. I've sent a sales rep in. And I know exactly where they are, and I can go visit anytime.
Yep.
That's marketing.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
It's not like posting nice pictures on social media. It's not doing like the simple stuff. It's breaking everything down into how can I touch you the most amount of times.
I mean, you pause.
Yeah, but like you know what I mean. Like you basically have to be in front of their face all the time. Like another reason why we chose like to take a picture and send them on social media and tag them is not just because it's free advertising for them, but because they usually like reshare it or something like that.
Yep.
Our like stories, which we're posting all the time, is not at the back, you know, like if you follow someone but never contact them, you won't like really see their posts or stories.
Yeah.
We're right in front of their face because they've reshared our post. We've DM'd them. We've done this. So it's all different kind of tactics. If someone who's never had that kind of experience were to like say, how would you do marketing? And I said this and somebody else said, I'm going to post on social media. Which one are you going to hire?
I know. And this is the thing, right? Because you are B2B. I am a lot more B2C, right?
No, we're completely B2C.
You're B2B because you're talking to other companies.
No, that was like in terms of manufacturing, but our products are B2C.
Yeah, 100%. But you need the middleman, is what I'm saying.
What middleman?
Because you're making partnerships with other stores to put your product in there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. What I'm telling about, because my whole thing is, you work with us once, you don't necessarily need us for 25 years unless you're a contractor, right? Because fences, they don't go down, right? You don't redo them every year. So when it comes to our and I do agree with what you're saying, and I'll explain in a sec. But the majority of our clients are going to be one time or going to be contractors, right? And we have all the contractors on lockdown.
Okay.
Or like we have a really big percentage of them on lockdown, right? And like we have really good friendships with them. Like we do a lot of things for our contractors, whether it be discount pricing or what's it called, or just making sure no matter what that we're with them all day.
Mm-hmm.
Just like really small things that you can always appreciate, right? When it comes to finding new customers, the way that construction will always kind of work in our aspect, because we work mostly backyards, right?
Right.
That's really what it is. Fences, decks, whatever. People will decide that they want to do it finally, or redo their fence, or maybe get a new fence, whatever, and then they'll start to look. Where do they look? They ask their friends. What's it called? Or they search up like Facebook Marketplace or like stuff like that.
It's all good in theory, or it is, even if it does work now, how you're doing it. But you have to, like, this is why I think you should try to do the marketing for your family business, because you already know this stuff versus somebody who doesn't.
Yeah.
Right? You can take that information that you're telling me now and enhance it, make it better.
Yeah,
right?
Find new avenues to go through.
Maybe, like, I don't know, just as an example, you take a picture with the client, they're doing a thumbs up or whatever. It doesn't matter. I don't really know. But
it's kind of what we do, yeah.
Yeah. You basically make it, okay, you know that they are going to tell their friends. It's kind of more or less how you would get your business kind of thing, right?
That is a big part of it, yes. A lot of it is like
How do you make sure that happens?
What do you mean? How do you make sure that we ask?
How do you make sure they tell their friends?
Well, first things first, we have to be the best quality, right? Like if you're talking about actual job, like job work, we are the fastest.
No, you are that. You are already that.
Yeah.
How else?
So the first thing that we'll do, right, is we'll call them, be like, "Is everything? You like everything?" Right? We'll give them a 10-year guarantee. If anything happens, we'll go back free of charge. We'll fix everything, right?
Yeah.
The quality of our stuff is also the best. Well, if they ask, we'll even give them a contractor to help build the fence or the deck.
Or like something else you could do is say, okay, we'll give you. It doesn't have to be like a huge discount, but let's say it's like $10 off if you give us a review on Google.
Okay.
It's another thing.
If it's a big job, we will 100% be if they're being really good to us, we'll take, say, a certain amount of dollars off per hole or per post, right? I'm not going to get into the details of the company, but you know what I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's already a bonus. People will come to us and be like, "Hey, can we get a discount off the rip?" I'm like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
No, say, okay, but you got to give us a 5-star review.
Like, don't worry. Like the 5 stars are already coming. The thing is, like, if someone's calling you saying, "Hey, we want this amount," we tell them, "Okay, this is our minimum charge, or this is what it's going to cost per hole, whatever," and they say, "Oh yeah, we need a discount." There's a million people like.
It's fine. Like it's fine to ask for a discount, but you need to get something in exchange for it.
I know, but the thing is, at what point do we just start losing money? Because like, let's say if someone's a minimum charge job, we gotta drive, say, 45 minutes there, which happens a lot because we're all over the fucking place, right? Our margin for that small job isn't a crazy amount, right? You gotta pay because we have, say, besides the main guy, so my brother and my dad, we have 3 other guys working, right? We have material costs, we have diesel costs, we have all these costs. Maybe we come out of it with $100. Now this guy's saying, "Oh yeah, I want to discount this amount per hole."
Mm-hmm.
We're not making money then. You could, like, no matter what, you have to make money.
Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of the business.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, like, what you know could be used to market the business better.
Yes. I'm saying
and
that
learn.
in certain jobs, it's not a good idea. Just because you're not making as much money on one job.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's a big job, right, and the guy says, "Hey, I'm paying you, say, $2,000 for this job," right? It's a lot of money. We'll be like, "Okay, we'll take $5 off per hole." Ends up being like $1,800 instead of $2,000, which is 10% of, right? But it's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
5-star review right there. We do that all the time, right? That's not a big deal. Or like or if you tell your friends or whatever, because it's a new area and people are building fences all over, tell them about us. Same thing, right?
What about like putting down signs after you do a job?
And the thing with signs is people take them the second you leave. People will take them up.
Not if you put them like in a public area.
One of our friends who his dad works in a very similar aspect of business. He's more like lawn care.
Okay.
He does the signs. Every single week he drives out to the same locations where they said he could put the signs because they always take it out.
Okay.
And it just becomes a fucking hassle. It ends up being a lot more money than it's worth.
It's fine, but anyways.
Like, trust me, like we've seen it. We've seen it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, it's not always my call. So trust me, I've actually recommended that before, and I've been told, "Fuck no."
Okay.
But whatever. But like that is a good insight into my family company, where it's like, I have done a lot of things that is really good for a resume, right? Like I told you, like I have literally like, I want to say 6 different courses that I took in Excel alone. I have courses that I took in PowerPoint, right? And all that stuff. So I do have like these experiences. So just getting a job will take time. But I need to tell you a story, right? So I was saying before, so my dad runs the company, my brother runs a truck, my mom is the receptionist, right? Now, my mom does all the reception work at home, right? It's kind of like a 9 to 5, but it's more like a 9 to 7, right?
Okay.
Just but she's not like just working. Like she can literally watch a movie, pause the movie.
Yeah, take a call.
Someone calls, she pauses, whatever. She goes for a smoke, comes back, calls a bunch of people back. It is a stressful job though, because the main thing about her job.
What's so stressful about it?
I'll tell you right now.
No, I think there's no job should be stressful.
See, me and you think that both, but my mom gets stressed out.
Okay.
Now, and I love my mom. I gotta preface that. I love my mom, right? But the reason why she gets stressed out is because in order to dig a site, you need to get what's called locates. Locates will tell you, hey, we have like it'll tell you where all the gas lines are, where all the hydro lines are, and power cables, whatever. Because they dig it. It's dug into the ground, right? Like all the gas in your house comes from a fucking tube that goes usually through the backyard out to the main street to a main supplier, right?
Yeah, so you have to make sure you don't hit it.
Exactly.
Okay.
So we have to get locates done, and locates is supposed to take 10 business days. So 2 fucking weeks, right? That's not an issue. We do our, like, when we get a client, we give them a 2.5 week window. When we get the locates, boom, you're set up, right? No worries. Now, locates are a pain in the ass to do because they keep changing the system, and they basically keep saying, go fuck yourself to the customer because it's a free service, right?
Mhm.
So my mom, the biggest part of her day after getting all the jobs is getting all the locates.
Okay.
And it's like Rogers, in a sense where you call them, you can be on the phone for 3 hours just fucking waiting for them.
Mhm.
So it is stressful in that aspect, right? Because you don't know when they're gonna do this shit, and they never do it on time as well. Like they never do it on time.
Okay.
So whatever. Sorry, a bit off topic, but so I go downstairs, right? I make my first meal of the day. If my mom gets a phone call and I have the coffee maker on, I turn it off.
Okay.
Because my mom is really hypersensitive to sound. I don't know what the fuck it is. The second that you whisper in front of her, she cannot hear what's on the phone.
Okay.
Like it got so bad to the point where I'm serious. It was a cheat day, so instead of making my normal breakfast, I just had some cereal. She got mad at me because she was on the phone and I was chewing.
Okay.
Not chewing loud.
Okay, so just don't be in front of her on the phone.
Hold
Got
on.
it.
But then she always, okay. That same day that she was making fun of me for fucking chewing some Nesquik cereal and some milk, right? She had a long day. She was stressed out. I stayed in the basement all day, not because of anything else besides the fact that I was applying and I worked out that day, right? So my brother and my dad get home. She's in the garage. I come to see them. She's talking about her day. And I ask her, Mom, what is the issue with me eating cereal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Like, what is the issue? She starts screaming at me. She's like, Jamie, you don't have a job. You wake up super fucking late. You don't ever stay. You're always in the basement in your fucking room. And then I'm looking at her like, yeah, because if I do anything upstairs, you might kill me.
No.
Like, but my mom doesn't understand. And once again, Mom, I love you. Sorry, I gotta say that again. But my mom should not be getting stressed by this work, right? I think she had a bad job when we were getting to know each other that it really fucked over her perception of work, right? And she gets super stressed out. She lashes it out on me, but she doesn't know that I'm going through this. It's not. I don't have a job because I don't want one. I fucking want a job. I'm looking and looking, right? And I told her, I didn't tell her, but I wake up late. Simply because I don't want to get out of bed and just fucking apply and get rejections. It's not a fun time, right?
But you got to do it.
But I have to do it. So I get out, I eat my breakfast, I get mentally ready, and for 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, I just go at it, right? And I do it, and I get rejection after rejection, and I just fucking I keep going. I keep waiting to see if someone just even responds to my thing, right? And she's getting mad at me, and I'm just like, Mom, you don't understand what's going on in my life right now, right? I'm not down here because I want to all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down here because I need to find a job, right? Here, let me pull up my note real quick. Sorry. Sorry, one sec. I had it here. But yeah, so she just lashes out on me for no reason, right? So I'm literally throughout the day, I'm never on my main floor, unless it's the weekend, whatever, right?
What about serving? You don't want to serve?
Serve I didn't want to serve again because I felt that if I did start serving now, that me making an income would start making my job hunt less of a priority.
Yeah, but at least you're making the money.
I know, but
you can still do both.
I know, but I'm saying if I'm already putting all this time into finding a job and not getting anything, if I put less time, because I know myself, right? The second that I make money, and I make good money, I'll be like, oh, I can skip today for looking for a job, which is why
if it's in your plan, bro. If you put in your plan, I'm applying to this many jobs today, every day, between these times, and then I assume when you're a server, you're not going from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. or to 1 p.m.
Well, no, but majority of my schedule would be 5 p.m. till midnight, or sometimes would be even morning shifts, so 9 till 3, 9 till 4.
Okay, so you still have lots of time to apply.
I know, but what I'm saying is I have a daily routine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you know me, as I said, I eat, I wake up, do whatever I gotta do. I eat my first meal of the day at noon. I let it digest. I work out, and then I start my real day, right? If I have a job, right, and it's fucking my whole schedule up, it's not that I
guess how could it fuck it up? How?
Because instead of having my normal schedule, I have to go to work in the morning, or I have to get ready for work,
So
or whatever.
put it in your calendar.
I get that. What you don't get.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Is I always make these plans, and then shit changes, and I leave my plans. Like I'm not good at
adjust your plans. I don't see it's not a big deal to me. Plan out your day. Make sure that you do what you say you're gonna do, because that's how the real world works. And then once you do it, you'll realize it's not that hard.
Yes, but as I'm trying to tell you again, if I'm working 8 hours a day,
okay,
and I have like my priorities, right? I have my physical health.
I do it too.
Like that's a lot of my day, and just some days I know for sure I'll be like, oh, I can skip today for looking for a job just because I don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't want to do it, but I have no excuse not to do it. Like I am putting myself in a bit of a corner, but I know that this is the only way that I'm gonna get 24 applications done per day, or fucking 30 or 40 applications done in a day, right?
Okay.
So I will get a serving job at some point, right? Not like I'm gonna make sure that I do it to the point where it doesn't detriment me getting a job and maintaining a job.
Okay.
That is the thing, because serving, honestly, is great. It's great money, but it's not gonna advance me in my career.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen people in their 50s, 60s, 70s serving. They fucking hate their lives, and I never want to be like that. Okay. And I apologize if you're a server at home and you're fucking 40 years old.
Those people are also like, you couldn't like move up to store manager or something like that.
Serving makes more money than managing.
Okay. Anyways,
it just does. It's kind of ridiculous, but like, I don't want that instability in my life anymore as a server.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only gonna do it just to have that pocket change, right? That I can spend. That way, I'm not spending anything out of my salary, right? And maybe it's me being a bit of a hardhead. I don't fucking know. But I definitely do know that myself, like, I've always been like, if I'm tired, I'll make an excuse not to do something. So I don't want to put myself in that position right now.
Okay, but tell me this.
Okay.
When you're tired, do you not work out?
When I'm tired, and I'll work out. Physically tired, I can still work out.
Why?
Mentally tired, no.
But how often do you work out?
Well, now I work out 5 days a week.
Okay,
when
so you're not tired any of those days? 5 days out of the week, you're not tired?
What am I doing that's making me so tired?
I don't know. I'm tired, on the weekends, I'm not doing nothing.
This is on a schedule where I don't have much to do, right? So I'm not really physically tired. When I was working for my family and working out, what I did realize is I wanted to go 4 days a week. I was really going 4 times every 10 days. Like you can look at because I used to put notes in my phone for my workouts to make sure that I'm keeping on track. Mm-hmm. And every time I went, let's say it was like March 20th, right? Chest day, get the schedule out. I would look at what I did last time, and it would always be like March 5th, March 7th, and I'd be like, it's been that long, really, since I hit chest? Mm-hmm. So it was a lot more like that, where I was really doing like 4 workouts every 10 to 11 days. Because I would always be like, oh, today's been a super long day, no need to go to work.
It's fine.
So no need to go work out. Sorry. And I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen with getting a job. But if I'm mentally exhausted, I'm not going to go through the whole fucking thing of just going on LinkedIn. Like, my brain will turn off.
You can't look at it like that.
I'm not looking at it that way. It's based off of past experiences.
But, okay, if you can't... Okay, let's say it like this. You can't let it defeat you.
It's not
right?
Okay.
Like, you're thinking about... You're just going online, you're clicking a few buttons, and you're submitting. That's it. If they reject you, they reject you. If they want to give you an interview, that's another step.
But it's not about just putting in a resume. It's because every company, I told you, like, almost... So, the way that LinkedIn works, like, as you know, is they have Easy Apply, right? Easy Apply is you apply through them. Never really works out. The ones that you apply through the company website are the ones that usually do. And the thing is, the company website is always like, why do you want to work specifically here? And why do you want to, whatever. And what are your traits? And you can't really just put your resume in because it doesn't auto-fill, whatever. Right. So I do got to think about it in that sense. But from past experiences, like I told you, remember I worked 30 hours a week on top of high school? I had exams like the day after my shift. Like let's say my shift was a Thursday, I had exam on a Friday, right? Yeah. I would always say, okay, you know what? After my shift, I know it's gonna be late. I'm gonna get a couple hours in of studying, go to bed, wake up, like only get a few hours of sleep,
Mhm.
but then I'll take a nap after my exam, and I'll make sure to get some time before my exam to study. I never fucking studied after my shift. Never. Even though I told myself. Why? Because it was midnight. I went home. I forgot about it.
Bro, you just I don't know how else to explain it, but you just gotta keep going.
I
Like,
know that.
even if you're tired, even if you're lazy, you don't want to wake up early, you just gotta do it. Make it a habit. Say, I'm not going to bed until I do these things. I'm not doing anything else in between these times.
But I'm not disagreeing
Drill
with
it in your mind.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm literally saying from past experiences, it never works out like that for me.
Make it work. What do you mean? What else are you gonna say? It's not just gonna happen for you.
I know, but that's why I'm saying I want to give myself the best opportunity to get a job. So I know that
so take the proper steps to make it happen. That's it.
But you're saying the proper steps as if like you want me to start applying at 2 a.m.
No, I'm not saying that. I said, well, what I said first for marketing is learn a few skills that you would need in a marketing
And
job.
that I agree with. I agree with that.
Okay.
I'm talking about
That's
in the context of getting a serving job now.
Okay.
If I get a serving job now.
If it doesn't make sense for you, I was just like saying it. But if it doesn't make sense for you, then don't do it. But you said that you want another income. So it's like, okay, I can get a serving job now and still apply. Just because you're getting a serving job doesn't mean you can't apply.
But I'm not saying
you can't work out.
I'm not going to say I'm going to stop applying. I say it's going to slow down.
Why?
Because when I'm working a double shift, I'm not trying to come home and fucking do that shit.
Okay.
If I'm working,
I understand. Okay. So maybe you don't apply every day, right?
Yeah.
But on the days that you don't have a double shift, or on the days that you work, apply all day.
Yeah.
Do 100 of them.
Yeah.
All day. You sit down at that computer, you just fucking apply everywhere.
Yeah.
Or learn a new skill. The thing is, 1 year is a lot of time. Like, people think like, oh, 1 year is just like this. It's a lot of time, but, in 1 year from now, you're still the same person.
Yeah.
Right? So, in 1 year, think about it like this. You are working, you have a job in serving, let's say, right?
Yeah.
You've learned a bunch of new skills because all those mailing, emails, social media, it's not hard to learn,
Yeah.
right? Now you have skills, you have an income, and you're more credible to apply for a job,
Yeah.
right?
See, I agree with
Those are the steps. And then it's like, break it down further. How do I make it happen? What do I do each day? What do I do in between these times? That's it.
No, I agree with getting new skills. That's never a bad option, right? It doesn't take a year to get a new skill when it comes to like fucking any like website company or like any kind of Microsoft or whatever. That I agree with 100%. Like I have a few. I should get more. I'm not disagreeing. But once again, if I am working like a big job and I'm getting, let's say I start serving, I'm doing 40 hours a week just off the rip, right, to make money. That's 40 hours that I could be spending, not 40 hours to fucking look for jobs. I don't think anyone's doing a 9 to 5 of just finding a job, right?
Right.
But it is taking a lot of time away from that. That's why no matter what comes to it, and maybe I am just stubborn and I'm not seeing the right picture here, but if I take away time from actually applying, because no matter what, it will take some time away from applying. Did that put me at a disadvantage?
No.
Because I'm not applying to as much as other people?
Break it down again. You say, okay, serving's going to take away too much time from applying. When you apply, say, okay, I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I want to work 30 hours a week. That opens up 10 hours a week.
You mean for serving?
Yeah. I want to work 30 hours a week. Now, all of a sudden, you have 10 hours. If it's still too little or it's too much, adjust. Okay. Or it's like, okay, now I have 10 hours extra. I'm going to spend 5 hours, 1 hour a week applying, or 1 hour a day, applying to these places. The other 5 hours, I'm going to learn a new skill. Just adjust.
You know what? Maybe what I could do is this, right? Because I am trying to think about it. Because I told you, I only want to serve on the weekends, right? Maybe a couple weeknight shifts. Yeah. If it's accountable, right? Maybe if I start applying to serving right now, but I only allow myself to work Saturday night, Sunday, like Saturday and Sunday only. Because I'm not applying on the weekend. Because no one's gonna read my resume on the weekend, right? No one's out at the place. So maybe I do that, right? Because at least then I can get some months of experience back in the serving.
And it doesn't just have. Maybe you can say, okay, I'll do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for serving.
Yeah.
And then you have 3 days of the week to do whatever you want.
That is fair. You know what? I didn't think about that yet. That is fair. Yeah. Okay, so there is that.
And then break it down further. Break it down, break it down, break it down. And then all of a sudden, now you have a job. Now you have experience. Now you're making money. Now you're doing this.
Yeah.
You're staying healthy. You're still working out. Boom. That's how it works.
Do you think that you're going to get a second job or not?
Absolutely not. I will be starting my own company. I can't work for anybody else.
Already?
Yeah. Because I think I have good... I do think I'm entrepreneur by heart. I like to think that my ideas are a lot better than a lot of other people's. And then through the experience that I have now working with my dad, he taught me how to think in a business sense. He has 25 years, 30 years of experience of starting and selling businesses.
In different industries as well, don't forget.
In different industries as well. But the core principle of how business works and how to grow a business stays the same throughout all of them. And he's basically him and his partner, who more or less same kind of, not the same, but
very similar people.
Similar. Both have their own versions of how they see businesses working, and they just kind of mentor me all the time. Yeah. So I am very lucky in that sense.
That's a very great thing to have.
And it's something that I know most people don't get to experience that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna run with it.
Let me ask you a question, right? And you don't got if it's a little too personal, you don't gotta talk about it, right? So I think I know how much you're making right now, right? You're making a starting like salary, a little more maybe, right?
No, I got a raise, but anyways.
What's up? Start buying me dinner, baby. But so do you have any monetary plans in place right now?
To do what?
Once again, like maybe to in the future buy a house or to maybe save up money. That way you can invest your own money into your company, so you're not giving away shares or not shares. Sorry, you're not giving away percentages.
The thing is, right now, there's no reason to move somewhere or buy a car. For me personally, I don't need to do it right now. You can live
with your family.
Saving money, I have no expenses. It's fine. In the future, obviously, I do want to, do my own thing.
Is that a near future? Or is that a or is that post 5 years?
It really depends on how this business turns out. I think it will turn out well, but
this is in your family company right now.
I think it's going to turn out well, and then we'll go from there. The thing is, I don't think about it. There's like, you can't think about something that's going to happen. You can plan and say, okay, I want to buy a house, but until that kind of plan goes in my calendar, like how I talked about, now I want to buy a house. How am I going to buy a house? Right? Or how am I going to start my next business? How am I going to do this? I don't think about it until I need to think about it.
Okay. So I gotta say, like, there is one thing I disagree with there. So you're saying only when you think about getting a house is you're going to start putting the money aside. You need to start putting it away now. Right? That's why I'm asking, because if you want to make your own company as well.
Well, I have no expenses, so
I know.
I'm saving all my money.
Yes, I know. But are they going into accounts designated for specific things? Once again,
yes.
Like in our, like, do you have a retirement plan?
Not yet. I will do it like in the very near future.
Okay.
I just haven't like done it yet.
That's fair. Do you have an account set aside literally just to put a down payment on a house?
No.
I think you should get that ready because, and I'll tell you why. The housing market in our era, is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I mean, technically, I have an account that I spend money in. I have an account that I save all my money.
You have a closed account and an open account, right?
Yeah, I have a closed one that basically my salary just dumps into there. I have a separate account that's like literally like my first debit card. I just kind of use it here and there to like buy food or something.
Yeah, it's your money source.
Yeah, that's like my spending money.
Okay.
And then I have my TFSA, my investing accounts. So really, it's just like my retirement and house funds, I guess.
Okay.
So, but if you want to count my closed account as a down payment on a house account, sure.
Well, okay. That's because that's something, right? Where it's like, because I was talking to a couple people like a bit older than us, and because now if you want to put a down payment on a house, you need to have $150,000 in the bank.
Depending on price of the house.
The price is not going to be under like $700,000.
No, if you buy a condo for like 600-700, you can get a first time home.
I just want to know where you're gonna find that condo.
600-700,000.
Yeah.
For a 1-bedroom condo, everywhere.
My God, you're gonna buy a 20 square foot apartment?
Okay, well, maybe buy two bedroom is like probably $1 million in downtown. But
I think even a 1 is close to that.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, a top of the line one, sure.
No.
But no, I checked. They're like 700.
Okay, 700K. So
5%.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on this, right? But there used to be a thing where it was like a student thing where you put a 5% down payment and that was it. Now you can't really do that.
Yes, you can.
No, because on top of the 5%, you need to have a certain amount ready to go. Because you need, I think it was like 20% of what the house costs. You need to have in the bank already for the bank.
Yeah, you need to show them.
Yeah, for the bank to even give you a loan. So right there, you need 20% of $700,000. You're looking at just over $160,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 175 to be honest. Damn, I'm good at. Wait, no, it's 25%. Whatever. I was almost good at math there for a second. So you need that money in the bank just to show them that you're good for it.
Right.
Right. So where's that $175,000 gonna come? Because you're not making that. In
Save
a year.
it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So,
Not save it. You can invest it. Also.
you can invest.
I would. I mean, if you invested
in crypto,
very
you're fucked.
recently, no, even in general,
It's a joke.
like everything's down. So I'm actually kind of blessed that I didn't invest.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a good thing because if you can understand where the market's at its lowest, because we are going into a recession.
Yeah.
If you buy at the lowest, boom, you're already
I invested in like 3 or 4 different things, lost money immediately, and then I was like, no,
Keep it there.
I'll wait.
You keep it there no matter what, right? Because it's not a loss until you take it out,
Mm-hmm.
right? So yeah, so I'm saying start thinking about that, right? Because like I told you my plan already. The second I get a job, where 30% of it's going, where 40% is going, and where another 30%, and where like another 10% is going, and then 20% is just gonna be on a closed account for rainy day
Mhm.
or whatever, right? So there is that, and nowadays it's kind of fucked to think about, but in the 90s and the early 2000s, you could have a job and that was your life.
Mm-hmm.
Now we gotta have a job. We gotta start. What's it called? We gotta start. No matter what, you have to get into the stocks. You have to think about the new stuff that's coming out. That way you can invest accordingly. Whatever, right? Like, cause there is a market for NFTs and for crypto and whatever.
I don't want to talk about that shit.
No, I'm trust me, I'm not. I can't
Yeah.
stand. Bro, my friends don't shut the fuck up about it. I
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
fucking stand it anymore. But you need to be able to have a diverse income base.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because shit can go down, shit can go up. You can lose your job, whatever the fuck, right? But now they want so much money out of you. By the time you're 25, just to fucking get a place, right? Back when our parents were kids, they were fucking getting married and having kids at 23.
Mm-hmm.
We can't even fucking think about getting out of their fucking house till we're fucking 28. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like realistically. So you do have to start thinking about that. You got to start thinking about where your money's gonna go, how it's gonna go, and how it's gonna make you more money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm saying. Maybe start thinking about making an account straight up just for a house or a place to live. Sorry, because renting. I think if you rent, I think you're shooting yourself in the foot unless you really have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And no offense, we don't have to. Our parents would at least let us stay with them until we're 65,000 years old,
Yeah.
right? But sorry, let's move ahead. 'Cause you know what? That was a good hour, right? I do want to talk about something that happened 2 nights ago.
Yes.
So you guys gotta listen to this, right? This is kind of fucking crazy to think about.
Are we just totally switching?
Yeah, you can totally switch.
Okay.
We did a good
Okay,
hour on
yeah.
that, and I think that's kind of where I want I want the podcast to very much be a lot about that kind of stuff because
Mm-hmm.
we don't know a lot about it, so we are making mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's really good to like get feedback.
Yeah.
It's really good to even talk to kids who are even in high school about this because they don't fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
Like kids in high school don't even realize that their like whatever they want to go into for university has a starting pay.
Mm-hmm.
Because in our area, everyone thinks that they can just make a fuck ton of money doing not that much, right? So it's a reality check. It's good to talk about this kind of stuff. And I do think that our podcast is very much towards people who are just a bit younger than us
Yes.
and are just getting want the minimum information. That's what we are, the bare minimum. But yeah, so I gotta talk about this, right? So our buddy, right? I'm not gonna say his name. He is moving. He's going to Europe to backpack, and then he's gonna go live in China for a few months, right?
Yes.
So he's gonna be gone for, I think, a minimum 7 months, give or take. He said,
six. I think 6.
He said-
Or 6 to 7.
well, he said Christmas is
Sure.
like the earliest he might come back, right? So he has a girlfriend here,
Mm-hmm.
right? They made a plan that they're gonna date until the moment he leaves, which good
Yes.
which good on them. You know what?
So we know. That's what we know.
As much as we know.
Yeah.
Like if me and like I think it's a good plan, right? I think that it stops any kind of problems from coming up within the friend group, whatever. So we go out for his going away party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go out to this fucking is it even a club?
Yeah, it just was
A
like
bar with the dance floor?
Yeah, bar with a dance floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going, we're having a good time, right? We're dancing, but the place is boiling fucking
Yeah,
hot.
it's like a sauna. In there.
Like the fucking the meme where you're just like
Yeah, bro.
boiling
Every time I've went there, the first time I went there, I went in a sweater. I was literally wet within 5 minutes.
yeah, like your boy was in like a t-shirt and a flannel, right? And I was drenched, right?
Yeah.
So we're dancing, whatever. We go outside, right? Just to get some fresh air. You know me. I go drink and I have the vape out, whatever, right? So outside, because they know how fucking hot it is inside, they have benches set out for people, right?
Mhm.
That's in like almost like a patio. So we're there, and our boy, when he's going backpacking, he's going with another friend of his, right? Now, his friend was also there, obviously, and someone down on the street just recognized him. They're like family friends, I think, right? She lives downtown, whatever. They always know.
No, I think they're just friends. But anyways,
I think it was family friends. I could be wrong. Whatever. So, I maybe she was with her own friends. I don't know, but she ditched them,
yeah, I don't know. She seemed to be alone.
which kind of weird,
Yeah.
right? Like you don't go clubbing by yourself,
Yeah.
or you don't go to a bar by yourself. I'm sorry.
But then we found out afterwards that she lived very close. So then I kind of understood, like, if she would come alone,
You just
like,
go-
it's like a 2-minute walk.
Yeah, and if you're not liking it, you dip.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. You know what? You're actually right about that.
Yeah.
Now, so she comes and tags along with us. I have no issues with that, right?
Yeah, there.
The more the merrier, right? We're not paying for you. Come inside, right? So we all go dancing. Once again, I told you, we come out on the bench. She comes out a bit later than all of us. We're all sweating. We're literally huffing and puffing like a bunch of fucking 40-year-old smoking addicts. You know what I mean? And so this is my boy's right here. I'm right here. This is the guy going on the trip, and his girlfriend's right here. Okay, across the table, but looking right at him. They're fucking holding hands and shit, right? Now, that random girl comes outside, tells us to all go back in dancing. We're like, no, we're gonna chill here for 5 minutes. We'll go back in a minute.
Yeah, it's too hot to go in there.
It's hot as shit. So she sits at the edge of the bench, in between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, are you sure you guys don't want to go dancing? 5 minutes. She looks at our boy with the girlfriend, dead in the fucking face, right? Like literally, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little weird. She's like, how about me and you, sweetie? Let's go dancing, me and you. And she didn't say sweetie, but
I wasn't here. I wasn't there for that.
yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. And he just he's literally holding his girl's hand. You can tell they're dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he said anything, but you don't have to. The moment that you're holding hands, we know
Right.
shit's going on, right? He's like, you know what? Maybe in a bit, right? And he's trying to be nice, right? So she goes inside. He just looks my way, right? And in front of me was another friend, kind of the homie as well. Just looks at us. The girl in front of me looks at him. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. Because who the this goes back to boundaries, man. And you know that he has a girlfriend, and even if you don't, you apologize after.
Yeah.
Right? Sorry, I didn't know. Right? She didn't say a word about it after. Right? She goes in. We start dancing, and I swear to God, we're dancing like some fucking I don't know why, but our friends love to turn up to music that you heard in your 5th grade dance. You know what I mean? Like that's just our thing,
Yeah.
right? So whatever.
The
So
white guy classics.
yeah, like the Killers and all that, and some Soulja Boy, whatever. So we're dancing. She keeps trying to start dancing in front of our boy's girl
Mm-hmm.
after just trying to hit on him.
Yeah.
Right? Your boy, like a fucking gangster. This guy right here, like a gangster. I see her, fucking 5'0",
4'11".
4'11", 102 pounds. You know what I mean? I'm 6 feet, 185. Right? 186 on a heavy day. I just go in front of her, okay. Sorry, I gotta paint a picture here. Hold my mic. Hold it right here. So, come, get the fuck over here, man. So, imagine, my guy, the one who's going on vacation, is dancing right here. His girlfriend's right here. Now, this girl gets right here, but starts moving closer and closer, right? In punching distance is what I want to call it. You see me over here, and I'm double her size, and I go in between them, and I start dancing. Shut the fuck up.
What do you mean? Like, I'm looking at it on screen. There's no way anybody can realize what you're talking about.
Oh, that's okay. Whatever.
You're just kind of going like.
So I go in between. Okay, I go in between them.
Okay.
And I start dancing, but I start dancing like almost like twerking backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. Your boy's twerking that shit.
You're
bro.
moving.
I moved her back, right, to the point where like when we left to go get food, and the girl like our friend comes up to me, like almost hugs me. That was so nice of you. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, your boy knows what he's doing right out here, you know.
Yeah.
I know how to keep people safe, you know. And I'm not saying her safe. I'm saying
Mm-hmm.
the other bitch safe, because she was gonna get smacked the fuck up, right? Not by me, obviously. You know, I'm a gentleman. But yeah, so we start going to grab. So we leave, right? We enjoyed ourselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Besides
So,
the one fiasco,
before we go to the food,
no one never knew what happened.
I guess I missed the boyfriend girlfriend thing. I wasn't sitting there.
You weren't sitting there because you were talking to some
Right?
to
So
some random biddies.
The only thing that I kind of knew was that this girl was friends with Raph, and she was coming.
Say his fucking name.
Sorry,
God damn it, Editor Moose.
it was friends with our boy, and she was just kind of like there dancing with us. Like I didn't see any problem.
Oh,
Right?
by the way, like honest to God, that girl, the way she was dressed, 10 out of 10 that night. like I wouldn't fault the guy, you know what I mean, for trying to
Just talking to her, but so then we go to get food,
get food.
which we'll get into after. But she was telling me, oh yeah, like I want to go home. I live just around the corner, so we started like walking, right? And she was like, actually, my house is like this way, right? So she's kind of just like walking with us to go home.
Like where the
right?
food was, legitimately.
She was like
There's
around the
an
corner.
intersection, and she was literally just inside that
Right?
intersection.
So we're like talking, whatever, and just like having a chat.
But you're all, don't forget, you're also further back than everybody else.
Yeah, well, we're just talking, right? Because most of the reason why I was talking to this chick, because all of you guys were like being like, I fucking hate this girl, and I had I was like, what's wrong? Like,
Yeah.
I'll be nice to her. It's fine.
So you didn't know what happened,
Yeah.
right? And
everyone just fucking stopped talking to her. I was like, what's the issue?
like, so like, so there was one final girl that came with us, and this girl, she's the girl that if you watch the older podcast, was super like safety everything, right?
For care and safety.
Okay.
It's not a bad thing. but-
Like when we went on vacation, she was the one that like didn't let me talk to anybody, and if I did, the sanitizer was in my mouth. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like
the tub was already filled with hand sanitizer.
yeah, like she was really like safe about that kind of stuff. So we're walking, and I'm with her and her boyfriend, right? Like we're in the front. She looks at me. If Noah tries anything with this bitch, I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, I had no idea.
And the first thing I thought of was like, I think Noah would win that fight.
It's just like 100 pounds.
And I think your boyfriend is too much of a homie with Noah that he would just kind of he'd be like, oh, why'd you do that?
Actually,
No,
I'm not gonna say.
Don't say it.
Okay.
So I get that, right? So I try to tell this guy in Hebrew, like, and I know he doesn't speak Hebrew. I give him the most basic terminology. I literally look at him like, Noah. In Hebrew, all I said was no. The girl is beside him, and she's like, what is he saying? And then he translates, oh yeah, he said no.
No, I said I had no idea what you said.
You said lo. I said lo, and you're like, lo is no.
No, you said like a sentence.
What? Okay. I said at ve'ata lo, meaning you and her no.
Okay.
In the most broken Hebrew, maybe you can understand the word, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know much Hebrew myself. But he's like, bro, I don't know what the fuck that means, right? So I start slow walking. That way they catch up to me and everyone else is ahead, right? And I pull him aside. I'm like, yo, you want to grab a quick smoke or whatever? He's like, sure, take a smoke. And in his ear, like, you touch her, you're dead to us.
Yeah, and then that was the first time I fucking heard of it, and I was like, well, what's wrong? And then I got the breakdown, and I was like,
No, hold up. So we get to food, right? And the one person that linked that girl to us, he took an Uber home. He had to get up early, right? Her attitude when he left changed so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
She went from like really nice girl, who was a 10 out of 10, to just a bitch. Like we saw her like like we're outside the food place. Her house is right there. She looks at us. Haha, I'm ordering a pizza. Haha. I'm like, go enjoy the pizza.
Yeah.
And I look at her. I'm like, you're ordering pizza? Of all places? Like, what the fuck are you? Go order something else, right? Right? And she's like, it comes the quickest. I'm like, okay, well, so do you. So fucking leave, right? So we go inside the food place, right? She doesn't come. We don't get a spot for her. She started acting like a bit of a fucking rat. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she like sat down on the.
She sat down on the dirty floors of Toronto.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, even if you're wearing jeans, that shit, like that dirt is going through your jeans, bro.
Yeah,
that shit is
it's
so
nasty.
fucking custy. You know what I mean? And when I look, like, we come outside, and I see her. I'm like, do you want us to help you up? Is everything okay? No, I'm good. Leave me alone. The fuck is wrong with you, bitch?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, yo, what's your problem, right? And Noah just kind of looks at me, looks at her. He's like, yeah, let's go back inside. Fuck this bitch. And I'm like, now you know, right?
Yeah.
And then we tell him what happened inside the restaurant, right? And he's like, oh, shit.
And the safety girl goes like, oh, you're forgiven. I was like, what? Relax.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. And I look at her. I'm like, yeah, we don't need that from you.
Yeah. I don't need your forgiveness. But, yeah, that was interesting.
And by the way, safety girl, you know, we're going to start calling you that from now on. If you see this, we still love you. That was just funny.
In terms of the food that we got, it was good food. I'm not denying that. But a lot of people I see like to eat at that dim sum 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning.
It's a very popular place.
Right?
Hold up.
Wait.
Like my brother knows the place. Like,
okay.
Like if you go partying, it's the only place that's open like till like 5 a.m. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But dim sum.
Yeah, this place was
good.
packed. It was good. It was really good food.
Almost got into a fight just to get the seat.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm okay. Like I didn't really want to go because I don't like to eat super late.
You did not want to go. You were so mad that I said let's stay.
Yeah, I
were
didn't. I
pissed.
didn't want to eat, but
You were actually pissed.
that's where I'm kind of going towards. Where it's like in university, let's say. Every time we went out, like my boys or whatever, my roommates would go at like 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning. I don't know. Get like a fat plate of
Shawarma?
chicken, like a shawarma plate.
You can just say shawarma. They know shawarma.
Yeah, it's Lizzie's.
Laziz.
So basically, what Lizzie's is just rice, chicken, and sauce, just like on like garlic sauce all over it, and it's huge. It's like a huge portion
For like
they just
$8.
fucking kill it, right?
Yeah.
How could you do that? Like you know, it's 2 in the morning and you're just like fucking eating like what 1,700 calories, just sauce and rice and chicken.
Yeah.
Like for me, I've always been the one that it's like, if they don't want like I wouldn't get food most of the time, and if I did, it would be like a burrito, like a smaller burrito or something like that.
Just something that like.
It's just something. So I'm not going to bed starving, right?
Yeah.
But they're like fucking like munching down at 2 in the morning. It's like, how could you do that, bro? It's so bad for you.
No, it is a lot. And I'll tell you what, right? So, like, to be fair, you probably just wanted to go to bed.
No. I to be honest, I didn't want to eat. That was the thing.
Yeah,
but I'm happy that I did do it and experience it. It was fun and it was good.
You never
food.
had dim sum before,
Yeah.
did you?
It was fun. It was a good time.
We had some weird shit on top of some good shit. You know what I mean?
And I'm glad that I did it, but I wouldn't make that a regular thing.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, right? So, you know me, right? Like, over the last year and a half, I became a bit of a fucking Chad when it comes to health, right? I'm not afraid to say it. Whatever. Saturdays are my cheat days, or I don't pick a day, but whatever is gonna be my busiest day is my cheat day. Whether it be, but usually it's UFC or some shit that we do on Saturday, right? I allow one cheat day. So if I'm eating at 2 in the morning, right, and I'm eating a pretty big fucking meal to the point where like
we munched.
I wasn't full, but I was full. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The next day, I'm usually just gonna skip breakfast.
Okay.
Right, it evens out the calories, and I am still full from the night before. I'm not starving myself. If I'm hungry, I'm hungry. You know what I mean? But I'm not hungry enough where like I'd have to eat that first meal. I'll eat my first meal. Literally a few hours later, I'll have a snack, and then I'll have dinner. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like it. Doesn't affect me as much because I do that. Like, definitely, you go home and you feel a little bit shitty, but you feel good as well. You know what I mean? It's a weird duality. But the next day, I'm still like I even my shit out. Right? Came out wrong. Pause. I even like my calories out,
Mm-hmm.
right? So in that aspect, I don't mind. Now, what I will tell you is that I've realized something as well. So back when I was a kid, I was a picky eater,
Mm-hmm.
right? You made fun of me for it. Our other friend made fun of me for it. Whatever. Now, I'll eat anything. I've eaten more cool shit than all of you, right? You better say yes. Like, let's put it this way. So our boy who's going on vacation, right? He's half Chinese, right?
Yeah.
So we went to dim sum. He knew a lot of the food there. I just didn't. I've only been to dim sum once. I didn't like it very much.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. We're eating shrimp. We're eating like beef, chicken, like a cool like rice pocket thing, whatever. The first thing that came out though was chicken feet. Now I know what you're thinking. What the fuck? How do you eat chicken feet?
You don't really.
You eat the skin, really. You don't. Everything
It's
else.
more,
Is
you know what it kind of reminded me of?
what?
You know, like the skin on a chicken leg?
Yeah.
Like just a chicken leg, there's like the skin around it.
Yeah.
More or less.
That's what you're
It
eating.
was just that
Yeah. You can't really.
on a bone.
Yeah. 100%. It's like eating a really weird chicken wing, right? Now, the guy orders the food for us. Tells us what we got. Everybody, you got chicken feet? Like all the girls at the very least.
All the girls did.
Fair. The guys were like, "What the fuck?"
Let's try it.
But no. They weren't like, "Let's try it." They were like, "What the fuck?" The food came down. Immediately, I grabbed one. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Me and one of the other guys are the first ones to grab it, and everyone waits for us to take a bite before they even like think about it, because it's a mental image. You know what I mean? Fair enough. I look at everyone. I'm like, dude, you've eaten chicken wings, you've eaten chicken breasts. I'm assuming you guys have eaten chicken hearts, chicken liver, all that stuff. Most of them didn't, and I was surprised.
Mhm.
I've eaten everything from a chicken besides the fucking testicle. You know what I mean?
And feet, I guess.
Well, until now.
Yeah.
Your boy tried it. It was pretty good. Not gonna lie. It was.
I wouldn't get it again though. It was It was like 90% bone.
Yeah. You know what? If it was like an all you can eat, go for it. If it was like a a la
Mhm.
carte, no. You're right about that. I eat the weirdest shit compared to everyone else.
What do you mean?
Like,
All the guys.
let me tell you what. I went to Israel, right? Not this time. Like, this was like, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago. The way that we met our family was we met them at a restaurant, and I think I've been there before. Whatever.
It's also 3.
Don't worry.
30.
We got a little bit of time left. Don't worry.
Okay.
So we order food in Israel. Like, before you even order, they give you 1,000,001 small plates, right? It all has like different things,
Different things.
like
on it.
veggies and shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Whatever. It's a cool thing, right? That man's were eating. I don't like a lot of that stuff just for whatever reason.
But you're not a picky eater.
No, I just didn't like I've had it before. I just didn't
Okay.
like some of it, and it's also like a lot of it's like just like flavorless or whatever. I didn't give a shit, right? Our food comes. Your boy grabs the fattest shawarma of his life, right? Great shit. Everyone got like falafel, shawarma, schnitzel, dark meat, whatever. My cousin is eating like these really like weird things like this. It looks like really, it looks like weird small like little circles. And my mom tries it. She's like, "Oh, it's really good." And then she tells me what it is in Hebrew. I don't know what the fuck she was saying, right? I'm like, "Ima, give me the English version." She didn't realize what she was saying either, because she was just told what it was called, right, in Hebrew. And then she's like, "What does that mean in English?" to her sister. They were eating chicken testicles.
Yum. Nah, I draw the line at testicles, bro.
I didn't have a bite,
Yeah.
right? But now that I remember that, and everyone tells me that they're afraid of eating chicken feet, I'm like, yo, go up a little bit higher. You know what I mean? I'm like, go up just a little bit more, you know?
Yeah, I'm good at the balls, you know?
like let's put it this way. Like yesterday, your boy ate duck,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, I've never had the opportunity.
I've had duck.
Yeah, everyone's. I hope everyone's had duck. My brother had the opportunity. I never did, to eat alligator.
I've had alligator too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida, of all places.
Oh no. Alligator's where they
Yeah.
do it most, right? I've eaten rabbit, chicken. I've eaten all the main kinds of beef, and your boy's open to trying anything. I've literally seen my brother cook a rabbit, right? And he was in culinary school, right? He sent me a picture of him with the fucking rabbit still in position, but all cooked and the tongue just sticking out. I was in grade 9. You know what I thought of? Damn, you bringing that home? Like, your boy's ready to munch that.
Yeah,
Like,
I would try.
I
rabbit.
will eat anything.
Yeah.
Like, don't forget, your boy. We used to go to sushi. Wouldn't even get sushi. I would get fucking meat rolls.
Yeah.
Now I eat. I'll try anything. Right.
Yeah.
I'll try. I won't like everything. I'll try everything.
That's
Just
the
good
most
open-minded.
important. Just try everything, you know. You don't know what you like and what you don't like until you give it a fair try. Not like a, you know, off to the side you fucking take like a pinch of something, right? But try a fucking bite.
Try it with an open mind.
Try a couple bites even, I would say. And then see from there.
Hey,
Oh,
Noah, let me ask you a question.
yeah.
Because you've never tried this fully. Let's play 1 full hour of just metal music.
No.
You haven't tried it though.
I have tried it.
No, you haven't.
What do you mean? Every time we go in your car, you're playing it.
No, I'm not. I literally I turn it off to like some soft shit.
Yeah, and I still don't like the soft shit. I don't hate.
My guy, you don't like the
soft
Biebs?
shit. The Biebs?
Yeah, I'll play Biebs.
Oh, actually, I have a good story to tell you after that. But anyways, I think that's a good time.
We got a lot of stuff off our chest there.
Yeah.
At least I did. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Now you guys know about my problems.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about yours in the comment
We're
section
opening
below.
up. You guys are gonna learn a lot about us as we keep going.
You know what? Everyone's asking like, "Yo, when's the next podcast coming out?" I'm like, it might come out a bit later, just because we've been super busy. But they're about to learn a lot about me because our friends, they saw the podcast and they started going in on us,
Mhm.
right? Talking
Which is
about
fine.
about
Means
different
they're
topics.
watching.
Yeah. But like they were like saying like, "Yo, you guys gotta stop saying some of the stuff you're saying."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at them like, "What's the big deal?"
Nah, I don't see any big deal. But you know,
But so
if you're still watching, how you guys doing?
If you
We're
guys
having fun,
are
you
here
know?
at an hour and 21 minutes, I want you guys to go in the comments and just write Mashugana. That way we know you've been here this whole time.
Exactly.
And if you don't, you're a bitch.
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because they were calling us like, they were literally saying like we're being really misogynistic. And I'm like, a lot of our points
they're
are
so soft. Don't
was
be
just saying-
soft. We're not soft. We don't do that here.
I was just saying like think about it. Like our points may have a weird start to them,
Mm-hmm.
but there is reasoning behind it.
Yeah, they're also not emotional takes. It's like based off experience.
Yeah, it's like don't forget when we're talking about like say women not saying thank you when we open the door, it's because it happened to us. That's
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
It's not like we're just fucking hating on women. We've just from our experience, that's what happened.
Dude, the best thing that ever happened to this podcast was the fact that we were talking about women's sports and how it's just not as good. And that same night was Rose versus Carla Esparza 2, the worst woman fight I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Or it's like when I say women are bad drivers, it's not.
Okay, then.
It's not because I just hate women. It's because every time I run into a bad driver and I pass them and I look into the window, 95 times out of 100, it's a woman. So. So you know what I mean.
We're just digging the hole deeper and deeper.
we have to throw it in a little.
Oh, just a
bit in
little
this
bit.
podcast.
A little bit.
But
No,
yeah.
you know what though? The next UFC. Sorry, I know we gotta close the podcast, but the next UFC event is gonna have 2 amazing woman fights, and I'm calling it now.
Yes.
I am calling that now.
And the Holly Holm fight yesterday was pretty good. But
What? I heard it was
was-
terrible.
no,
It was a
wasn't
terrible
horrible.
call. I wasn't.
Oh
able to
no,
watch it.
I meant like the actual fight itself was pretty good.
Every time I watch her or Katlyn Chukagian, it's like shadow boxing all over again.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I'm excited for Wiley and Joanna, and anything Shevchenko does, I'm down for because she just fucks everybody up.
Exactly. But yeah, it's been a blast.
With that being said, guys, we're gonna end the podcast here. We want to say thank you again for watching. What is this, episode 6 now?
I think so.
We're going strong, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it from us. If you guys have anything you want to let us know in the comments, go right ahead. Hit up our social medias, our TikToks, the clips page, all that good stuff, and we will see you guys. Let's say Saturday.
Yeah, it should be good.
All right. We'll see.
Saturday or Sunday, whatever it is.
We'll see how it is. We'll see you guys then. All right. Be safe, be smart, and a little stupid. See you guys soon.
Peace.